I opened my TikTok yesterday, and while scrolling, I stopped at a video. There was this woman talking about how before she used to have imaginary scenarios in her head for people that had no connection to her life or no interest in her, and she would just like daydream or have full imaginary scenarios in her head about things that never happened, discussions that never happened, things that never happened. And she knew that they were just her imagination working, but that was just her saying that I'm not doing that anymore, as if there is a button that you can press and you can stop that. And it got me thinking just how many of us, like that's the one thing that the social media has made possible, is for us to actually see how similar we are to others, how our experiences are actually universal. They're not just ours. Just how many people have we heard that experience the same exact thing? They know a person in real life, person that they like, and they create imaginary scenarios in their head about a possible life with them. How many stories have we heard like that? And we all said, oh yeah, we know the feeling, like we've been through it. We know the feeling. It has happened to us as well. And then it's all this discussion about psychologists try to describe it with their own terms, like, oh, it's limerence, it's daydreaming, is just a lot of explanations. Since when has psychologists ever been right about anything? I'm so sorry to say that, but seriously, just how many things were considered crazy before and now they're considered fully normal? You don't go to a crazy house. They used to be called crazy houses before in England. You don't go to a crazy house anymore if you have, I don't know, if you don't think that you're a woman, but you think you're a man born in a woman's body. Like, and there's so much cases like that even less than that, and you used to go to these crazy houses before. Now, psychologists want to convince us all that us daydreaming about a person that we know, that we like, a fully, completely different life with them is just our imagination. But have you seen the news of people that wake up from coma, induced comas? From what I've read. And these induced comas have this thing in particular that people have experienced living a completely different life. Just like the case of that girl. There's this girl that's woken up for a 3 weeks coma saying that she's lived 7 years. She got married. She had kids, triplet. One of them died and she was grieving the death of her child. And she saw her 2 daughters grow up and she woke up and she told her parents, oh, you are a grandparent. And she had no idea that this had never happened. She had never gotten pregnant. She had never been married. She was just a 21-year-old woman, very young woman. And she had to come to terms with the fact that those 7 years that happened during the induced coma never happened. Now, if you go and search to Google induced coma, they're going to see many stories like this. And what got me thinking is that what if is just something that it has nothing to do with psychologists? I have a book at home called Interstellar, and this book talks a lot about different dimensions. It talks about how there's a 4th dimension, 3 dimension. We live in a 3 dimension, but there is a 4th dimension, and it gives a lot of explanations. It calls them theories, of course. But what if that's just what it is? It's just us in a different dimension? Because I refuse to believe that a lot of people experiencing the same exact thing are all crazy. I refuse to believe that. Anyway, these were my thoughts for today. Hope you have a good day and let me know what you think.